Good evening, Will. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How's your butt?
It's fantastic. I do appreciate your concern for my butt week in and week out. I will say that my butt's been better. And actually, just to dive right into it, I got a quick story for you. So
Okay, let's roll. What do you got?
it's a bit of regret, but I feel like it'll make for, I don't know, decent audio, perhaps. So last weekend, my wife's extended family, they do this picnic and baseball game every year.
Oh
And
God, did someone shit their pants?
no, fortunately not. But it was a close call. There
You
were
mean unfortunately not?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Would've been
So
hilarious.
this poo related story revolves around me. So I'm thankful to say that I did not shit my pants. So
Oh
we
come on!
so I wake up in the morning.
We paid for shit here. Come on, man.
That's true. That's true. I'm not delivering. I apologize. Hopefully this will make up for that in that regard. So I wake up in the morning and having breakfast with the kids, and I had a mean craving for a waffle with cream cheese and jelly. I don't know if you're a fan of that combination, but it's one of my favorites.
I like to go. If I'm getting crazy with a waffle,
Yeah.
I would do ice cream.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
It's just like bed, breakfast, dessert, and you're done for the day. You don't even have to really get out of bed. You're just so upset with yourself,
Yeah,
and you just
definitely.
sleep it off.
No, I like that. But on this particular morning, actually, we're out of ice cream too. We have just a bunch of lemon ice, Italian ices in the freezer, which I love. But we were out of ice cream at this point.
Yeah, not the same thing.
Not the same, definitely not. I don't want to put.
Don't put that on a waffle.
No, that
You're
doesn't
gonna
sound
have
good.
a bad time.
Agreed,
Guaranteed.
definitely. So, having breakfast with the kids, have the mean craving, pull out the cream cheese from the fridge, and I notice that right in the middle there is a small spot of mold. Right now, it's nothing pronounced. It's got a little bit of green. We're not talking the mold with like fuzz and things like that.
So
But
it wasn't
it's-
like mold. It was just
No.
mold.
Mold. Yeah.
Not,
So
not
nothing-
so
nothing-
pronounced.
Nothing terrible, but not great. So I decide that since Kristen is still sleeping at this point, and I don't want to leave the house to go get new cream cheese, I'm just going to scoop out this mold from the middle and eat around it, right? Which seemed fine. I guess I hadn't really considered the idea that bacteria isn't exclusive to that middle zone, and the rest of the cream cheese was not compromised. So obviously, in my intense craving for this waffle, I didn't really think this through.
So what happened? Did you end up just with like that thing where you just can't get off the toilet?
Well, let's fast forward to later in the day. This is like a couple hours later.
Wait, do your best like fast forward sound.
No, that's like a rewind.
Yeah, you gotta go.
That's good. That sounds like a dog in heat, maybe, or maybe the dog with diarrhea. That's good. I like
That's
it.
a dog with diarrhea.
So, fast forward with our terrible sound effects to this family party where my wife has stayed home with our baby because neither one of them was feeling great. So, I'm outside, we're having lunch, have a burger, and I go and talking to some people in the living room, and I start to feel that unmistakable gurgle that is going to result in bathroom calamity.
You just like you already know that you just lost the underwear.
Yeah,
Like-
oh, totally,
like that
yeah.
Underwear's gone.
Like I was going to say, that hike we did in Maine where I pooped in the woods, and the only
Does the
thing
poop in the woods?
the
I don't
only
know, but Zach does.
and the only thing to do is ditch the underwear because you're not bringing that in the car.
Not
So-
in my car.
So I'm sitting in the living room talking to my brother-in-law about fantasy stuff, and that gurgle just keeps hitting me, man. And I'm like, all right, I got to do this. So
Well, what kind of fantasies were you guys talking about?
fantasy football related, nothing sexually related. We hadn't really gotten to that in the conversation. I know, fair enough. Even though I saw this as research for you and I, since we co-manage a team, like I think we've mentioned previously. Still, yeah, not riveting conversation. So the gurgle is not leaving. I'm
Yeah,
hoping
let's
that
get back to you pooping your pants. This is
exactly.
fun.
So the gurgle isn't leaving, and the bathroom that's closest, that the only one that I know about in the house, because we don't spend time with these people, more than just this one day in the summertime. It's right there. I can see it around the corner. So I open the door. There is a small child in there, alone. He's pulling up his pants, hasn't locked the door because I guess at whatever, 7 or 8 years old, that's not really something you're overly concerned with. So I wait. Gurgle's still hitting me. Clock's ticking here. I'm getting a little concerned. I'm thinking that this isn't going to end well, and I'm going to have to flip over a couch cushion and pretend like a dog came in and pooped on their furniture. So make it to the bathroom and just lose it. It's like the scene in Dumb and Dumber where Jeff Daniels is just massacring the bathroom at her home before they're supposed to go on the date. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, what is my exit strategy? Like, I'm not even concerned about how I'm going to feel the rest of the day.
Oh, you should totally have done, I don't know what you did, but Ace Ventura, when he goes out the window.
Oh, that's
good. And then
good.
he goes down into the shark tank. And then he comes back and he's like, do not go in there. Even though he didn't poop in there. He just got, like, basically mauled by a shark somehow.
That's true.
Survived.
All right, so maybe a little more information. The difficult part here is that this bathroom does not have a window. It is backed up to the wall that shares the living room.
Oh, I know. So you're just like, there's a line, right, of people, and you're like, well, I'm good, and you just leave, and then you're like, I'll let the next person go in, and they can totally sit on that grenade for me.
Yeah, this is where the other problem comes in, because when I was in the bathroom, my toddler had been playing outside with the other kids, and I think at this point, she had kind of moseyed on over.
Did you give her a cream cheese waffle too?
I did not. I made sure that in my recklessness, I wasn't going to get anybody else sick with my stupidity.
Well, praise Jeebus for that.
So what ends up happening is I wait there as long as possible because I'm trying to assess the foot traffic outside to see when I'm going to make my escape. I believe I was texting somebody from my other fantasy football league asking if they knew the most appropriate way to call in a bomb threat, so that way the house could be evacuated and I could leave undetected. But I thought that might be a little bit too much effort, and I don't really want the police involved based on my error in eating moldy cream cheese. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to wash my hands and get out of here like I just robbed a bank. And as soon as I open the door, who's the next one to go in? My toddler and my mother-in-law. So that was a super fun exit to be like, hey, how's it going?
You deserve it, though. You really
I'm
deserve
sorry.
that.
I
that
do.
Makes me happy. That warms my soul.
I know. I thought you would appreciate that based on, I guess, everything I've done in the past to deserve this. So, all right. I'd say that was a pretty successful intro, and probably looking at the just prior to 9-minute mark, I'm sure people made it about 3 minutes before they're like, wow, they're talking a lot about poop and really early.
We're the Tattooed Bananas. I'm Will. We got our co-host over here, Z Diddle, or Zach.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What you drinking tonight, my man?
Oh, I have a Smutty Nose Brewing Company Old Brown Dog Ale.
You got a real smutty nose. I want to do something to it. Something real bad.
Shout out to them, and again, thanks to my dad for coming to babysit the children and bringing beer, which is a fantastic way to thank us for babysitting, I guess.
He's probably thanking you for having children. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, not really. So
one more expense, but
yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, I thought that was. It's always nice of them to do that. What do you got over there?
It's called Wick for Brains, and it's like a pumpkin flavored beer.
Okay.
From I believe it's the Nebraska Brewing Company.
Oh.
And it's actually pretty cool. It's got a cool like jack-o'-lantern that looks super evil
Okay.
right on the can. And
Excellent.
it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Is
it's
it?
brewed with real pumpkin.
I like it. All right. So are they?
Buy pumpkins for pumpkins.
Yep. Pumpkin tested, pumpkin approved.
Fubu.
Fupu?
Fubu. For... Or
No, Fupu. For us,
Fupu.
pumpkin us.
for pumpkin by pumpkins.
There you go.
Something like that. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So are they from Nebraska, or is that just a clever name to say that they're happy with the state of Nebraska?
You know, I think they're actually from Nebraska.
I like it. That's cool.
Yeah. It's
Now,
cool.
I will tell you that when I moved to Colorado years ago, I had the luxury of driving through Nebraska on the way out there, and it was, I guess depending on how I feel about Nebraska at any point in time, there's really two explanations that I have. Either it was like the most boring 6 hours of my life, or it was the most
totally
relaxing.
best.
Yeah, because there wasn't
Super awesome.
anything out there, and there was just something very calming about it. And
Did you pop
very-
out the car and just start running? Like just
You know-
running through them fields?
I wanted to, but the way flow of traffic was going, man, we were doing like a good 90 miles an hour, and it felt like nothing because it's just flat, and it's beautiful. I mean, you saw a tree like every 10 miles, and the rest was just like dirt. And you know, I was expecting to see more corn, but I really didn't. It was just it was pretty cool.
You know, I'll say this. Driving through Texas, from what I remember, it's like driving through, like on a cloud. Like the best roads
Yeah.
I've ever seen. Like
Really?
just super smooth.
All right.
But yeah, don't go to Oklahoma. No, you don't want to do that.
So when
Or Rhode Island. Rhode Island's probably the worst.
yeah, Rhode Island's not great. At least it's small. You can get through it fairly quickly.
But per
I-
capita, like those roads are just, ugh, no thanks.
Yeah. So I didn't really drive a lot through Oklahoma, but I did have a layover there once. And when I
I
was in
thought
the
you
airport,
said you were driving. Why would you go to an airport?
well, this is a separate trip. Follow along. Come on, man. So
Well, you're like all over the place. It's
yeah, that's
no.
true. That's fair. I think it's still the cream cheese in my system. So I have a layover in Oklahoma City, and they have like a maximum security prison not far from there, and they were
those
selling
are always fun.
Yeah, so they were selling T-shirts in one of the gift shops that said, the place is called Leavenworth, and they said, Leavenworth, a gated community. And I was like, huh? Because I hadn't heard of it, you know, before being in Oklahoma, and I thought that was pretty clever. I like that that's what they referred to it as.
There's a T-shirt for that.
Yeah, it was a good one, so
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. All right, so I think we've covered a little bit. We got our beverages. We got our, I guess, obligatory poop story. What do you got for us tonight? What's on your brain?
So, went into the city, New York City, that is.
Oh yeah, for all
once-
the people listening outside the tri-state area, that is, I guess how anybody around here refers to New York City. I don't know if I've been anywhere else where they've referred to like Dallas as the city, or you know, Bismarck as the city.
Maybe
I guess they
Philly.
c- I guess they
Philly's probably
could.
Like they're like Center City.
Yeah, that's where my dad's from, by the way.
Center City.
That's where he was raised. Yes.
Huh, that's interesting. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Look at that fun factoid. We're learning about my dad and his generous nature with bringing beer for babysitting, and where he grew up. So this has been our dad update, and check back in next week for more dad fun facts.
Ooh, is that a promise? We're gonna have
Oh,
more.
it's a guarantee.
Okay, cool.
All right, hit me with it.
So went into the city, just for like a little fun day, and I actually ended up getting suckered into going to church.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I did, and it was like before I even realized it, like it was too late. I was so deep in.
Oh no.
So I like legit didn't realize I went to church until like 2 minutes after I left the church. And I was like, oh yeah, that was like Sunday Mass. It's Sunday today.
How did that happen?
So we get No, we didn't even take the train. We drive in.
Okay.
We park somewhere in some shithole garage. You know how it is when you're in the city trying to find
Yeah.
parking.
Yeah. I'd rather just park in Hoboken and swim.
Yeah, I don't recommend that.
No, it's a terrible idea. I'm just saying that I would prefer that over trying to find any parking within New York City limits.
Oh yeah, that makes sense to me. I blame Oprah for that. But anyway, so yeah, we're walking to the Museum of Modern Art,
Okay.
and on the way from the parking garage is St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be just a beautiful church.
Yeah, and we're like, oh my god, what is this beautiful building? Let's check this bitch out. And like the doors are open, so we're like, okay, let's walk in. So we walk in.
Wait, real quick, is that the sign out front of the church that says "Come check this bitch out"?
Yeah,
Listen, if that, like, all right, so I've seen pictures online of like, funny church sayings where they know they're being humorous. I would go to any church if that was their sign out front, even if they were like, "Come check this bitch out, goat sacrifice, 12:15." You're like, I'm gonna chance it.
So there was no goat sacrificing. But
Sorry to hear it.
I'm like walking around in this church, like just straight walking down the aisles, like getting in front of people and like looking around, like, oh, it's so cool, the architecture, blah blah blah. And then we like go over to the side. My wife lights one of the little candle things, like like the little candles that everybody lights in movies when they're in a Catholic church.
Yeah.
She does that. Does like, I guess like a prayer or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Okay.
Wasn't really paying attention. And then we start walking out, and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of people in here. And then this dude starts talking. He's like from some other country. I don't know. So we leave. And then walking down the street, and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should have taken my hat off because I was like inside of a church. And then I was like, it's not like the church was in session or anything. And I'm like, well, there was this dude that was talking. And then I like look at my wife and I'm like, did we just walk into like Sunday Mass? And she's like, yeah. She's like, you probably should have taken your hat off, but I didn't want to say anything. So, yep, went to church. It was anticlimactic, I would say.
See, I feel like that's one of those things that you could do and just kind of make it a casual encounter, not to equate this with any sexually related
I feel like I got
on
really
Craigslist.
close to God.
But you could do that because
really
it's a major city. Like, if you rolled into a church in small town USA and just kind of popped in and walked around and like surveyed the scene and decided whether or not you were going to hang around, and I feel like that might not have been met with the same acceptance.
When you say small town, can we replace that with Steamtown?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so Steamtown, USA, you walk
Right.
into like, they're probably, I would imagine it's a quaint little church.
Yep.
And you're wearing like your flat brim hat,
Yep.
looking all like hipster doofus like, and then what happens?
Well, I guess you roll in, and I would almost think that it would be like the scene in the movie where the outsider walks into like the local watering hole, and like the door shuts and everybody turns to look at them, and it's like that moment of awkwardness where either you're gonna turn and pretend like you didn't mean to walk into this place, or you're gonna lean into it and like just snapping fingers down the aisle, praising the Lord.
Why? What's with you and breaking people's fingers? Like, is it like a fetish?
I guess I hadn't really considered it before, but I suppose that it is.
Okay.
And it's kind of nice that we had this way for me to work through it. It's kind of like this informal counseling. So this way that I know that immediately my sexual desires go to violence. And I mean, not anything major. I'm not looking to stab anybody or sever any limbs, but breaking fingers is pretty obnoxious.
So that's why your wife doesn't have like a straight finger on any of her hands or feet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I guess toes. Like all her toes have been broken too.
Yeah, and it's bad because whenever she points to give somebody directions, they have no idea what direction she's gesturing, which
yeah.
is very inconvenient. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you roll into the church.
Talk about awkward. It's like, I don't know
Right.
where you're pointing your finger. It's so fucking weird looking. Like, lady, seriously?
Hey, so I wanted to bring up something that I thought was a little silly the other day. I was driving around and I saw a guy's car with a curious bumper sticker on it. And
What
I know
did it
we've,
say?
We've covered the whole.
I love a curious bumper sticker.
It said, and I've never seen this before, which I found surprising because I feel like I've seen a number of bumper stickers in my day. It said, "I fish, I vote." And immediately I thought, okay,
So
this
he's
is
fishing for votes.
I guess so.
That's genius.
And I thought, in all seriousness, I thought at first that, okay, this is a gentleman that might care about pollution and making sure that companies are being responsible in how they dump hazardous materials into lakes and rivers and bays and oceans. And then I started thinking, is this man someone that would possibly vote for a type of fish? Or I'm pretty vague on the stance that he's making. You know, like I feel like for the most part bumper stickers are pretty descriptive about what you're supporting or what you're not supporting. And I feel like this one is probably one of the more confusing ones that I've ever come across.
I think it probably has a lot to do with the demographics and economies of recreational fishing. Like,
Okay.
think about the
So
number of anglers that vote. There's a lot of important fishery issues to discuss when you're thinking from a political
true.
view.
Now, I guess I've always, all right. So is he extending it to like presidential primaries where they're talking about water quality and like talking about the Environmental Protection Act, or is it just a matter of like, does the presidential candidate fly fish? Does he use a shotgun when he's sitting in the side of the boat? How is
I
that?
like to fish with dynamite.
What's his stance?
You just
Is he a dynamite
drop a quarter
fisherman?
stick in a
How does this
pond.
play out?
all them fish come up. As long as you got a big old freezer, you're good for the winter.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
how we roll up in Hopkins
All right.
Pond.
Now, see,
What's up, Maine? How you doing?
That's the kind of situation where, like, the dude wasn't in his car. I saw it in a parking lot, and that's the kind of thing where I just wanted to pull up next to him and go, "Hey, I saw your bumper sticker. What do you mean?
The fuck you talking about?
Please explain it. Can you just give me like 5 minutes? I know you're a busy person. You probably got a family and work to do, but I have to know this. What are you talking about?"
It's
But
basically
unfortunately,
just to raise awareness, I would think, of the importance of
Yeah?
fisheries.
Now, see, I feel like with now, not to take anything away from the people that fish out there. I enjoy fishing. I think it's definitely a fun hobby. It's very relaxing.
How else can you get away with like standing in the middle of a river and just being like, "Yeah, I'm just out here in a river, just standing here."
Yeah, that's true. It would be super fucking weird if you were just standing there without a
Trust
fishing
me,
pole.
I've done it, and people just look at you funny because they're like, "Where's your fishing pole?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"What? I'm just hanging out in the
Yeah.
river.
Yeah, I'm fishing with my toes. Thank you. Move along. You're scaring. the
I'm just
fish.
sitting next to this river."
Or
What's
what
the
if
problem with that?
you then told them like, I'm pantsless and the fishing line is attached to my scrotum.
Well, it's true. I mean,
Right. Well, that's how you catch double the fish, right?
yeah, 2 balls, 2 fish, right?
Perfect. Yep, that's the old saying. So I was thinking that too with this bumper sticker that really, you know, like, all right, good for you. You fish, you vote, whatever. I feel like you could replace it with a lot of other things. Like, I poop, I vote. I drink water, I vote. Like, it wasn't really anything very descriptive about, like, his particular stance about government or politics.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to beat up the guy, yeah.
No, I'm a little lost about the extenuation of the message here, because I feel like it's like, yeah, that is accurate. What else you got? And actually, if we can talk about that shirt that I mentioned to you when I went out to lunch with my family, that's kind of another one where I'm a bit lost about what he's referring
to. What shirt
to.
is this one?
This is when we went out to lunch. It was Labor Day weekend, which I feel is definitely a time to remember the armed forces.
Don't y'all bitches be wearing white after Labor Day.
No. Do not make that mistake. We'll have our fashion update later in the episode.
Don't do it.
And there's our fashion update. Thanks for checking
don't wear
in.
White. It's just gonna get
I saw this gentleman,
and you're gonna have a bad time.
I saw this dude standing at the counter, and he had this gray shirt on, and it was kind of hard to make out at first. But on the back of it was the American flag. It was just gray and black.
No, it's red.
So,
it's red, white, and blue. Actually,
this is true. But in this story, his shirt is gray and black.
That's not American flag.
So it's not. So that was confusing. Number one. And so just off the bat, you're like, that's not very patriotic. You couldn't even spring for a color T-shirt to show your affinity for the nation. So in the caption under the American flag on the back of his shirt, it said, "Unconquered since 1776." Which, yes, but what's the rest of it? Like, I don't really feel like that's much of a statement. You know, like I found it very perplexing that he needed to let everybody know a pretty basic historical fact. Like, I almost felt like he was wearing a shirt, and I get the insinuation that America is this massive military superpower and nobody else has been able to conquer them since winning the Revolutionary War and declaring our independence. And like, I don't really know what else he's trying to get across.
Probably just
I feel
that
like
we're living in the best country in the world. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. And it wasn't anything. I definitely wasn't anything I was offended by. Just more confused.
How many stars were on the flag?
It just seemed. That's a good question. I didn't get close enough because I was afraid that if this man saw me taking a picture of his shirt, he might freak out and think I was some sort of enemy based on, I don't know, documenting him for what he was wearing. So I can't give you that definitive answer of how many stars were on this particular shirt.
I don't know. Just bear with me here. Maybe his statement with his T-shirt is that not only is America unconquered, but so is he.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You don't want to fuck with this guy because he's probably gonna like come up behind you and snap your fingers.
Now, see, the problem is that he doesn't know that I get off on that. So, game, set, Zach.
So there's that.
Yep. So that's what I got. I don't know if that really got across how I was feeling at the time. See, this is tricky because this is something that happened, I don't know, maybe about a week ago. I feel like I lost that feeling of inspiration of why I wanted to discuss it.
What was the blend of the shirt? Do you know? Because that's pretty important.
Oh, that's a good question. I wish more that I could have made some sort of diversion where I could have quickly taken the tag from the back of his shirt to glance at it or snap a photo for analysis later. Or I could have asked him. That's not weird.
Yeah, I probably would have just asked. Usually when I have a question about something, I'm like, hey, what's in that jar? And then the bartender's like,
yeah, but
yeah, that's whipped cream. I'm just shaking it up so I don't have to shake it up later. And it's like, oh, okay, that totally makes sense because I didn't know what that was.
So I again, going back to...
Why does a bartender have whipped cream? I don't fucking know.
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't really think this was somebody I wanted to get into a major conversation with about anything because, I don't know, I feel like wearing a shirt like that doesn't really declare that you're all that stable, I think.
That's the perfect person to have a conversation with.
Yeah, I think
As long as you
maybe
have like a really good out. Like as soon as it starts getting weird, which is probably going to be within like 10 seconds, you're like,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, I got to go cut my friend's hair.
yeah. Or I ate some bad cream cheese. Excuse me.
I can leave or I can stay and finish talking to you, but I'm going to poop all over the place."
Yeah,
Your decision.
it's going to get rough. It's going to get bad real quick. So, yeah, that was my interaction. So, all right, what do you got for me?
Oh, so this is kind of interesting. This hit me the other day. Have you ever named one of your cars or a car?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
Um, I don't know. I guess I've just.
You're just not creative enough to do that. That's cool. Good
I
for
guess
you.
that's it. Maybe if I had something more unique, like a boat or a jet ski or like a tree house, I would give it
What
a
do you
name.
like, Ron Jeremy or something? What is this? A boat, a treehouse, a jet ski?
Yeah, that's his less than noted adult film that he did. That's his Devil's Threesome or Devil's Foursome, I suppose, if he was still involved. Treehouse, jet ski, boat.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't
please,
know.
please God, go back to what you were talking about.
So, anywho, what's the deal with French presses? Like, do you have to be French to use it, or can like just anyone use that? Because I bought one and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull this off. Like,
I think you have to take up smoking.
how do you use it? Like, I've been just like
You have to-
accessorizing. I have it clipped to my belt.
Nice. Did you bedazzle it in any way?
Not yet. Like
Not yet, but it's in the works.
The problem is that the bedazzler, I'm still waiting for that to come in off of Amazon. So
Oh, okay.
hopefully, I think Tuesday they said they're going to deliver it. So check back next week for the bedazzled update.
Excellent. Hey, real quick. So, have you seen this thing? And
I got something
this
too
is
for
not
you.
a joke.
Have you ever seen a cat riding a Roomba?
Yes.
I haven't, but I heard it's hilarious. Like, just think about it.
Have you seen
it's
the-
a cat on a
Have you seen the Roomba where they put a knife on top of it and just let it roll around the room?
Oh, does it just stab people
That one's
like
pretty
crazy?
Yeah,
Slice
yeah,
their
yeah.
Achilles
All right.
tendons? That's gotta
Yep.
hurt.
So going back to the bedazzler. So this is a legit thing. Have you heard about vajazzling?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said vajazzling, and I'm sure you can probably come to the conclusion about what that is doing for women.
Oh yeah, so like you take you get this vajazzler, and you just
Yeah.
go into the kitchen, get all your vegetables out, and you just start vajazzling the shit out of them, right?
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
you make
that's
like
exactly
a killer
it.
salad,
Yeah, you
and it's
got
like
it.
totally vajazzled up, and your husband's like, "Oh my god, I didn't think you had it in you. You vajazzled
Man,
this salad."
I threw you up that softball, and you ate it. You didn't hit it out of the park. You ate it.
I love me
Which
some
didn't make any sense,
vajazzles.
just like your explanation. So I was thinking that if women are going to accessorize their vaginas,
Oh, okay.
What
Oh,
do
so
you
you're
th-
just
what do
going.
you-
Okay, got it.
no, I had an extension here. What do you think would be the way that you would want to accessorize your penis?
Well, my dog already has a bottle opener on his tail.
Right.
So, I don't.
No, and I don't and for this scenario, it's not necessarily about functionality. It's about how do you want to make yourself feel to have your penis accessorized? What's your go-to? Like, I think we all have that.
Oh, I would go French tickler.
That shirt that we like, or pair of pants or shoes that we really feel good with. What's going to accessorize your penis to make you feel
Probably
the
like
best?
an elephant, and like the trunk is my wang. What's
Okay,
yours?
but I'm thinking more of like an art project. Like, are you going to glue some macaroni to the side of your penis, or are you going to jam it full of glitter so that the next time you pee, it looks like a tiny parade
No.
is emptying into the
No,
toilet?
I'm gonna probably sew like a little gray elephant that just sits right on it.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, like kind of like a finger puppet kind
Well,
of
it's more
thing.
like a penis puppet, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to say finger,
Yeah,
say
true.
penis, that's fine.
Yeah.
What's yours? You want a
What am I going
vagina
with?
pocket?
Oh, you know what I think I'd want to do? I think I'd want
Vagina
to.
pocket.
I think I'd want to glue some like tiny oars to the side of it so I can make my penis look like a boat.
Oh.
Yeah, you like that, right?
Yeah, I don't really see how it works so much, but yeah, is it gonna have a periscope? You could make it a submarine.
Ooh, that's good too. I like that.
Like
Yeah,
a
you know
little-
what? Maybe I'll go for the submarine. Yep. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hey, how about that movie Down Periscope? That was funny.
Hey, yeah, I get that one and like McHale's Navy mixed up because they were both kind of shitty and like
Yeah.
they both had to do with like boats or submarines or something, and it's like, who cares about Tom Arnold? Like,
How about Hot Shots?
well, yeah,
That's a better
Yeah, I like that one.
boat-related movie. That was
Was
that
there
was
boats
quality.
in
I
Hot
like that a lot.
Shots? I thought it was airplanes.
Yeah. No, they were on a boat too. Because I remember when the
a
captain
boat.
trips down the steps, and he said there were crabs and they work in pairs. They were on the boat.
Probably got to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, so I watched some of
You got to add that to your movie list.
Trailer Park Boys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I probably have watched more of it than you have now.
I guarantee that you have. Have you watched 2 episodes?
Think, and just bear with me because they all kind of blend together. I think I watched 3
Yeah.
or 4.
Whoa,
But-
whoa, Mr. Trailer Park
But
Boy.
I stopped paying
expert
attention
over there.
after the second one
Yeah, that sounds
because
about
it's
right.
like once that dude with the gun got kicked off the show, it's like, why am I watching this? I thought everybody was going to get killed.
I hope he comes back and
Seriously.
maybe has like a small Canadian army with him.
Yeah, where does it take place? It's in Maine, right?
Yeah, I mean Maine is basically Canada, so it's pretty
Oh,
much
is
the
it
same
Canada?
thing. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm not going to watch any more episodes.
Oh, you don't have that international flavor.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like maple syrup and pine trees, and milk in a bag. But outside of that, what else you got? I mean, it's like
Yeah.
you got
Yeah,
Whistler,
that's a good point.
but that's like
Hockey.
even hockey. It's like unless it's the playoffs, I don't care. And even that.
Oh, I guess I was just thinking about it in general. It's not really anything that I really enjoy.
So, have you ever had a martini?
I have.
Why those weird glasses? Like, I get that it's stylish, but aren't you always terrified that you're just going to spill it?
Well, that was always my thought when I used to wait tables because whenever anybody ordered a martini, my first thought was, I'm going to fucking trip and I'm going to have to spend $8 to get you a new drink because they can't put it in a regular glass that doesn't have to be teetering like the end of a Jenga game.
Well, I'm really good at Jenga, but I'm really bad at drinking out of martini glasses. Do you have
There
any
you go.
tips?
I would say get a straw
No.
because
No, I can't do that.
No,
Nope,
wait,
nope,
wait,
nope,
wait,
nope,
wait,
nope,
wait,
nope,
wait.
nope. Not gonna wait. I won't.
Because there's nothing more classy than drinking from a straw.
Not true.
What I think you should do is get a straw with a bow tie on it.
Nope.
So that way people are like, oh, yeah.
If I'm going to use a
She's
straw,
a classy individual.
it's going to be one of those crazy ones that has all the loops
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff. That's
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
That's-
What if you had like a gold straw?
Nope. It would, yeah.
What about
well, a gold straw that has like a bunch of loops on it. Yes, I would do that.
What about a penis gummy straw?
No, that's like a bachelorette party kind of thing. I'm
Yeah, no,
already
wouldn't
married.
that be fun
though.
if you just? Wouldn't that be fun if you brought it with you places to like, you go out to breakfast at IHOP one day and you're like, no, I have my own straw, and they're like,
Who goes
sir,
to breakfast at IHOP?
I don't think this is the.
Huh?
What did you say? Did you just?
I said who goes to breakfast at IHOP?
I like IHOP. They have good French toast.
I have just a bad feeling about IHOP.
Yeah, what's
It's
that?
like the
Did anything
shits.
in
That's
particular
the
happen to
feeling,
you?
Yeah. It's mostly like
Yeah?
doo-doo cakes.
Are you having a little flashback to maybe something that happened in an IHOP at one point?
Yeah, so I lived in California for a little while.
Okay.
A dude got shot in front of an IHOP.
Oh,
And then
that's
the cop,
different.
he's like going around to all the doors in the motel we're staying at. And he comes to ours, just looking for information. And we're like, yeah, no, we
Right.
didn't see anything. And then we're like, is it like safe to go outside? And he's like, in this town? No. We're like, wait, what?
That's always great when the law enforcement is like, yeah, I wouldn't stay.
So yeah, I bought a plane ticket and flew back to New Jersey where it's super safe. That's
Smart
why I live
man.
in the
Less
woods.
earthquakes, mudslides, and there you go. I think you made the right call.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about something else too, and I'm sure this will probably be along the same lines as my explanation of spike ball and I guess other failed
Yeah.
attempts.
So have you ever dueled with anyone?
But I wanted to tell you something.
Yeah, you can tell me right after you answer that question.
Oh man, have I ever dueled
Yeah,
with
like
anyone? No,
legitimately
because I'm not
dueled.
Aaron Burr.
Well, I don't give a shit about him. But have you ever considered it? If there's one person you could duel with, and don't say Shaq, because that's what everybody says.
Okay.
Who would you duel?
Who would I duel with? Now you got to give me a little more detail. Are we talking about guns?
Oh yeah, we're talking about straight
10 paces, turn off,
yeah, you
fire,
got,
all that good stuff.
What is it? 6 in the chamber, one in the no, just 6 in the chamber, right?
Yeah.
A 6
Do
shooter.
I have the opportunity to slap this person across the face with a glove to challenge them to a duel, or
Oh.
have I been the one being challenged?
No, you can totally slap this dude in the face or chick.
Awesome.
Oh, make it
Okay.
a chick. That would be even better.
Who would I duel? Oh wow, that's a good question.
They might be
I would-
listening.
All right, this is going to be
Probably not.
confusing, possibly. I would like to be able to duel Morgan Freeman because the way that I've always understood it in history books is that if you duel someone and you're victorious, you get to take their greatest power and make it
So
your
you
own.
can do voiceovers.
So I would take that velvety smooth
Yeah.
voice and it would become mine, and then I would get to do the next 10 March of the Penguins and whatever else comes after that.
You know that he's best friends with Batman, though, right?
I do, but Batman's not going to be at the duel. He's got shit to
Yeah,
do.
but he's totally gonna avenge his death. Like, you might, maybe, there's probably a really slim chance he could beat Morgan Freeman in a duel.
Yeah.
But Batman, nah, man, your days are numbered, son.
All right, I guess,
You're done.
and I guess there would be a serious amount of penguins that would be after me as well. So
I don't get the penguin.
forget
thing.
going to the zoo, aquarium, anything else.
I went to a zoo over the weekend.
Yeah, how was it?
It was really sad. The penguins
Yeah,
were all
I know.
fat and
You kn-
sleepy, and it just smelled like doo-doo
Oh.
cakes. It's like, just
You know,
send
I
it
always
back to the South
I always
Pole.
wonder if is the zoo a seriously depressing
Yep.
place, or is it a place where the animals are safe from like poachers and predators and shit?
No, it's depressing.
No, is it?
Have you
I
been
don't
to
know.
a zoo?
I mean, I think about yeah. I think about like the bigger animals like lions and stuff. Like, I mean, did you remember that story of that fucking dentist from Minnesota who went down to in Africa and shot that lion that had been tracked for years, and he cut his head off to use it as a prized possession. Like, if that lion was in the zoo, I highly doubt that somebody would jump into the cage and shoot him and decapitate him. So I kind of think that even as depressing as the zoo can be at times, like, the animals could be safer there.
Yeah, they could, but it's like sometimes you just got to let them live their lives, man. Like these poor little snow
didn't ask for that.
leopards. Man, there's not even any snow around for them. Like, how are you gonna have a
that's gotta
snow
be depressing.
leopard in the middle of New York City?
Yeah, that's true. I
that's
mean,
just
what if they brought in
evil,
like a
dog.
snow gun, like they have at ski
They don't,
resorts? Do you
though.
think that would just
They
be?
don't.
But if
They're
they
just
did, wouldn't that? Do you
baking
think that
in
would
the
just be super
sunlight.
terrifying?
Well, yeah, and they're so loud too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Could you get a snow gun with a silencer? like some James Bond kind of
Double O
stuff.
Seven.
Yeah. All right. So my thought before was that I was watching TV the other day, watching a little college football because the season is upon us and it is an exciting time.
Are you
And
going to
this
join
commercial
the marching
comes on.
band? That would be the
Oh my God.
best. If you were one of those people
I would be a
twirling the
baton
flag.
twirler. No, I'd be the baton
Same
twirler, and I'd be so happy.
Oh yeah, you'd be totally gay.
So I'm I'm watching this commercial, and it's it has like a nice soft voice to it.
Like
Not
Morgan Freeman?
Not Morgan Freeman quality. No, not Morgan Freeman quality. But it's still, it kind of brings you in and lets you know that you're about to be taken care of, and maybe this commercial is going to give you a reach around, and let's see what happens. So the announcer is talking about nature and how it's wonderful to be outside, and they're showing like a dad and his son walking in the woods, and then it takes a turn, and then they show somebody with like a crossbow and a shotgun and these like father and son walking across the field, and all I kept thinking was it would be so funny if the way this commercial ended was like, nature, get out and experience, and shoot it in the fucking face.
Well, yeah. So I do go hiking occasionally. I wouldn't say avidly. And one time, I'm like walking through this nature reserve with my dog and my wife, and
Yeah.
go around a corner, and there's like this huge black snake right in the middle of the trail. And I like screamed and jumped, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta go! Let's go! Quick, turn around!" And it was so scary. And I was like, "Never before have I wished that I had a gun more than this." And then it's like, what am I gonna do? Shoot a snake that's not doing anything? Maybe you just gotta let nuzzle up to it, like get out of your head, and just give it a little bit of love and see what happens. I mean, maybe it'll love you back.
I like it. You never know. I mean, what if snakes have just been misrepresented this entire time?
They're not as creepy as they sound.
Really,
like, yeah, they like to eat
what if all they want to do is cuddle?
And they smell bad and they're covered in scales, but they have big hearts. I don't know if... Do they even have hearts? Yeah, so they have hearts and they're gigantic. And they just love everyone. So the next time you feel like you want to kill a snake because it's creeping you out, just think how it feels about you. And I guarantee you it wants to hug you.
Maybe what we need to do, because I know we've been kind of in the discussion of how to capitalize on some merchandise for the show, maybe one of our first shirts or stickers should be nature, don't shoot it in the fucking face.
Yeah. Or like,
right?
Snakes need
pretty simple.
too.
It's to the point. There you go.
We could do a sticker.
Right? Snakes want to be Little Spoon.
Yes. Well, it's true. I mean, they probably do.
Yeah, I like it. So, what else you got for me? What else is running through your head this week?
The one other thing that I have is, as I was walking through the city this weekend, I always keep my wallet in my front pockets because I'm terrified of getting pickpocketed. So I'll do that,
smart move,
and then I'll keep my hands in my front pockets over like my wallet and my phone. And it's like, who pickpockets anymore? And it's like, you know who it's going to be because they're probably going to be singing like a musical or something.
Yeah, that's true. Snapping,
and like
snapping
wearing,
fingers down the street.
Old ass clothes, like and I just keep thinking of people from Oliver Twist, like trying to steal my wallet.
Yeah.
So.
Trying to sell you an old newspaper, and as soon as you take your wallet out, bang, they've got it.
It's too late.
And somehow your pants are gone.
Yeah, and then there's a big old dick in my butt, and I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Well, that was going to be my other question. Do you think that you ever have the concern that with your hands in your front pockets, that someone's going to do something to your back pocket, and your back pocket being your butthole?
No? See...
I think you should be concerned.
No, so I have a really, like, dismissive butt. Like, you look at it and you're like, whatever. Whereas yours, you look at that and you're like, oh my God, I want to take a bite out of that thing. So if anyone
Well,
should be worried,
I appreciate
it's you.
that. All right, yeah,
Mine,
that's fair.
it's
All
like,
right.
is there even a butt there? Or
Well,
so I've heard.
I don't want you to sell your butt short. You know, I feel like people could really get
I'm
down
not
with
selling
it.
it short. I'm selling
you
it
know.
flat.
All right, I like it. Okay, so a little behind the times. I've just started finally catching up on Shark Week. I know it was at the end of August, but I left it on the DVR because, you know, some other things came up that, you know, I was like, I can always go back to Sharks.
This
no
is
big
like
deal.
the third week of October, right?
Yeah, if we're fast forwarding a month. So
Oh.
I'm watching a Shark Week
Oh, is it
special.
still November?
And yeah. I'm gonna get you a calendar for Christmas so you can see which way the year moves.
I bought myself a calendar last year, and it
Yeah.
had outhouses on it, and then I decided that I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
like such a good
just keeping
friend,
it?
and I was like, I'm gonna give this to one of my buddies. So now I never know what day it is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You shouldn't be. It's my.
That's
own
how I
fault.
feel like in the summertime, like when we're off from school and I don't have like regular things to keep me like updated about days of the week, and it just kind of blurs together, and then I know how old people feel.
Oh, so you're in college and you take the summers off. You don't go to class, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep, that's exactly it. So I'm watching a Shark Week episode, and they are looking for a shark, surprise, and they find one, super surprised, and they get about 10 minutes into the episode, and then this dude comes on who is, I think he's a researcher in Australia, and he was very knowledgeable. The only problem was that he had white dreadlocks. And I immediately thought, I can't take you seriously because you have dreadlocks as a white man. And I was thinking that even if Stephen Hawking were to come out and explain the secrets of the universe to me and anything else that seemed even mildly confusing, if he had white dreadlocks, I couldn't take anything he said with any ounce of sincerity.
Yeah, no, this guy's pretty weird. Like, I'm looking at his pictures now, and it's like,
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if it's all
What's his-
pictures of
what-
him, but he looks like a creepy
What's his name
diva
again?
type dude.
What's his name again? I couldn't remember it.
Talalluya.
Hallelujah?
Yeah, Talalluya James.
Yeah, big fan of that. So that was uncomfortable because I was really enjoying the show, and I was, you know, I think they were looking for like a mega shark that was like eating whales or something, and you know, it was pretty interesting. I mean, I think it's fascinating what people are exploring in the oceans, and it just was really difficult to take him serious
Was
at
it a
all.
jaguar shark?
With, no, unfortunately, it wasn't. But yeah, it was hard to take him serious because, come on, dude, like get a real haircut.
Or just go to an
Like,
aquarium.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you don't
true.
have to go into
Yeah.
the ocean to see a shark. Like, they got sharks in every major city.
That's
Sorry,
true.
dog.
Right? Like Sharknado.
What? I don't understand that reference.
You've never seen Sharknado?
No,
Have you never heard of Sharknado?
I've heard of it. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. I feel like it's a movie about a shark that probably gets stuck in a tornado, kind of like the Storm Chaser one that we were talking about the other night.
Oh yeah,
With the
yeah, that's
cows.
true. It's kind of like you know what it is. It's like the Wizard of Oz, where you know Dorothy gets knocked out. You know when the twister comes, but instead of Dorothy, it's a shark, and then when he goes to Oz, he just eats everyone. It's like a 7-minute movie. It's really not worth watching. There's not much plot or character development, but it does end in a giant bloodbath.
Oh, All right, so I'm not gonna watch it.
Sorry, spoilers. Sorry, I probably should have told you that ahead of time.
Well, you suck. What can we do?
Yeah. So how's your weekend been? What's been going on?
Oh yeah, I've been working a lot.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it did like maybe like just short of 60 hours this week. Like 59.8. So
Ooh, almost got
yeah,
there.
so close. But it really doesn't make any difference how many hours I work because it's salary. So it's like, yay! I'm like volunteering
that's a bummer.
for 20 hours.
And it's just so super
Yeah.
fun.
Well, it is. No. It's not really fun. But,
Yeah, it's more necessary than fun.
yeah, it's definitely more necessary.
Yeah.
But it's good. You know, how about you? You got anything cool going on this week?
No, actually, it's been pretty quiet. You know, just hanging out at the house today. I think we're doing the same tomorrow. Watch a little football. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, things are. You know, I feel like things when they hit this time of the year, they kind of wind down a little bit. It doesn't get too crazy. But I will say it was nice to start thinking ahead to our annual cabin trip for a little snowboarding this year, which makes me very excited.
So, I was thinking about this cabin trip. Like, the cabin part of it's fun, and the trip part of it's fun. But the snowboarding, it's like, I feel like I'm just so old. Like, maybe we could just hang out and drink some beers and play Risk all night.
That does sound like fun. Well, I mean, we are going to have to do the screening to the movie that I'm putting together of all our snowboarding clips and whatnot. So I've been working on it a little bit more, so now I know that I have, you know, a set amount of time before I got to get this thing all queued up and music ready and all that good stuff, so that way we can sit down and watch it that first night to get excited. But I know how you feel, because getting up in the morning when it's super cold, and even when the gear is inside, things are still kind of chilly, and then you get out there, and we are getting older, and things don't seem to heal as fast as they once did.
A little background. Last year, I guess it was like a Monday morning, and we're heading back. I go outside to like start the car, and I'm just wearing a hoodie. And I'm like, oh yeah, It's not that cold out. It's definitely warmer today. I get in the car, and I go to start it, and the thermometer thing comes on, and it's like -20. And I'm like, oh no, it's just like super cold, and I just can't feel anything. That's why it feels warmer. Okay, cool. That's all right. I'm going to go back inside and get my jacket.
That's my body shutting down and only pumping energy to my essential organs to keep me from dying.
But those poops in the outhouse come so quick.
Oh, that is all right. That is probably one of the most serene feelings I've ever had in my life. Of sitting down on that unnecessarily cold toilet seat, but just
so
looking
cold
out into the woods. It is. I mean, I'm always concerned that when I stand up, there's going to be like a need for a skin graft, because my butt cheek flesh is then fused with the toilet seat.
And you got to be careful putting your pants back on, because you don't want your butt to shatter.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I love being able to look out into the woods and just poop. I mean, I told my wife that I'd love to put an outhouse in the backyard, and she immediately denied that request, because she thought that it wouldn't really raise the value of our home, and I think she's concerned that she would never see me again. Is that I would spend most of my waking hours trying to poop in the backyard.
Well, I say this.
Yeah.
You don't need an outhouse to poop in your backyard. It's your yard.
Yeah, that's true.
Let it
I guess I kind of want the privacy, and really it's
dig
not
a little
even
hole
that.
And just let it rip, man. Be one
No,
with nature.
but what it is
then
too
shoot
is
it in
that
the face.
poop on nature and then shoot it in the fucking
There we go.
face. That should be. Oh, you know what? I think we might have our exit strategy for our catchphrase for the show.
Poop on your face?
What do you think? No, no, no. Poop on nature and then shoot it in the fucking face.
Okay.
I think that's the way we should end every
All right,
episode.
so it's a wrap. Thanks, everybody.
Perfect.
We love you all.
Wait. No, don't leave.
Have a
Don't
good
leave.
week. We'll see you next.
No, I was.
No, that's not. No. Okay.
Rewind. Go to the outhouse.
So, outhouse is
Much better. So I was thinking that it wasn't really even about the privacy or whether or not like anybody could see me. I wanted people to see the outhouse and be jealous that they didn't have an outhouse in their backyard.
I have a shed in my backyard that I could easily turn into an outhouse, like a gigantic outhouse.
You know, I'm worried that with our name that it's not going to convey all the poop talk that we seem to immediately gravitate towards. Like, I don't know. Are we going to have a name change to reflect
Poopy bananas?
Poopy bananas?
Or
Yeah, that's
tattooed
good.
Poop?
Yeah, that's good. Tattooed poop? Oh, yeah. Yeah,
We
I like
already
it.
have the Instagram, the YouTube, and the website, the inkedbananas.com, right?
Tattooedbananas.com.
Tattooedbananas.com.
Yeah, we got inkbananas at
Gmail.
gmail.com. If you want to drop us a line and, I don't know, suggest a format, or even if you want to suggest a talking point, I feel like, you know, we'll take anything we can get. And I think I was oh, you know what? Wait, I was mentioning it to you the other day when I said that I listened to a really good interview with Sinbad, who I didn't really always think was ever that funny, but I thought he did something that was pretty cool. He would go on stage and he would bring a newspaper with him, and he would just put the newspaper into the crowd. He'd give it to like a random person, and he would say, I want you to open it to any page and pick anything on it, and you can tell me what I should talk about. And I thought that was pretty awesome because like he was so clever and witty that he could just go and talk 5 minutes about it, and that was it.
That's a cool story.
Thank you.
So, how do you suck a movie?
How do you suck
Yeah.
a movie?
Suck a good movie.
I don't know.
One of our friend of the show said something about sucking a good movie.
Sucking a good
Hang on,
movie.
let me pull
Yeah,
up my
yeah, yeah.
Instagram feed here real quick.
What do you got?
Suck a good movie. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are checking out our Instagram feed, but we've had some pretty hilarious shit going on in the last week.
Yeah, I would say we do some quality things.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
It's been pretty good, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was this? We got it right here somewhere. Dylan Thomas 15.
Yeah.
Suck a good movie.
Oh, yes, that's true. So
How do you do
I
that?
guess that's a good question. I'm immediately thinking like going to a VHS tape and taking like a tiny dildo and putting it into
into the
the reel.
yeah, like gear it up in there.
Yeah. And then you could just suck it from there.
You should probably try it.
I mean, I guess you could do the same. You could do the same with a DVD, but it would probably be a little bit smaller and maybe not as satisfying.
Yeah, they're so tiny.
Yeah.
Although, like a laser disc, hello.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a big sucking a good movie right there. All right, so I say we
that's
call
what
it.
we got.
Yeah. All right, so another mildly successful episode. Hopefully, people enjoy it as much as we did creating it. And like we said, check us out on Instagram, Twitter. You can send us an email, inkbananas@gmail.com.
We're tweeting all over the
We'll
place.
keep working on the
and
website.
We're IG-ing like madmen. So
It's fun,
it up.
because it's like a nice quick thing. You throw up a funny photo and throw some hashtags to it, and people seem to enjoy it. So we can We can build that fan base
and have some fun at the same
we'll,
time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, just having some fun,
So-
playing some Risk.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm thinking that what we should probably do is we need to have another Bro Day, so we can play some Nintendo 64 and some Cruisin' USA. But I think what we should also do is get
And
Risk
have a tournament,
and then
a Risk
do-
tournament.
and then do and then do a live
Oh,
episode
live. Okay.
of you and I playing Risk, and we can throw up the video on YouTube, and then see what
There
happens.
was a ghost that just walked behind you.
I believe it.
Well, anyway, good luck with that, and have a good night. We'll,
Fantastic.
we'll be here next week, hopefully. Well, at least I will.
I'll be here. And remember, poop on nature, shoot it in the
Shoot
fucking
it
face.
in the fucking face. And then poop on it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.